Hey guys, I want to do another video about the JJ Guitars 6-way switch. So I don't think I've ever shown you the before and after with the Parker Fly. So personally, I can't understand why anybody who has a coil-tapped humbucker guitar that they play regularly wouldn't have this switch. I really don't understand it. It just, there's no reason not to. It has many benefits and no downsides. So, but I think it's especially useful when it comes to the pre-refined Parker Flies, which is what we have here. So here's one that has the stock 3-way switch. And so in the neck position, neck pickup, bridge pickup. In the center position, it has, I believe, the center from each. Let's get a screwdriver and check. Yep, center from each. So you got a nice kind of stratty twang in the middle. And then the single coils on either side. And single coils. Excuse me, the single pickups, the single humbuckers. You get the idea. So, the downside is you can't have both humbuckers together. Or, if you go and start monkeying with the wiring a little, you can have both humbuckers together, but you can't have any single coils. And the problem with that is if you've ever looked inside one of these, there's really no room to add a stepped pot. I'll just kind of briefly show you that yeah, there's a circuit board that mounts for the piezo and the preamp that covers up the pots, and so there's no clearance. And then that circuit board goes all the way to the back of the guitar, and there's a little LED for the battery. And so I originally was just going to put a pot with a push-pull switch on it on mine so that I could have the single coil options like the later ones. And there's no easy way to do it. Where you could drill a hole and add a switch or whatever. I didn't want to drill a hole in my guitar. So, on the Parker forum, somebody recommended the JJ switch, and I just think it makes a world of difference. And I'll show you with my guitar that has the JJ switch installed. Actually, both of my Parker Flies have the JJ switch installed. But one is refined and one is pre-refined, and in this case we're talking about the pre-refined. So we'll set that one down there. There's the old faithful white guitar there. So, in place, you can see the switch. I bought a silver tip for it, but I actually left the black tip on there. I could replace the silver tip, but I didn't, in part because I used the silver nut for it, and that is a black nut, so I figured, it's reversed. I wonder if I could just put a black one on this. Probably. Anyhow, so this is the 6-way. So in the down position, you have standard neck. All my tones and stuff, yeah. Bridge. In the center, we're still in the lower position, you have both full humbuckers together. And then, in the upper positions, in the top one, I think you have the 2 outers. Let's see what we got. Nope. 2 inners. The middle position, you have 2 inners, but in series. And then you have the 2 outers. It's kind of Telecaster-y. So, and you can hear they're all hum canceling. You get a very faint, in this room, which is pretty noisy, my home studio, sadly, is pretty noisy. You get a very faint hum in some of the positions. Interesting. The neck pickup is completely silent. Bridge by itself makes a little noise. What did I just do there? That must have been an in-between position. There's no outrageous hum. So, you lose nothing, you gain 3 extra sounds, 3 extra positions, and you don't have to adjust anything else. It's all on this one switch. So, like for example, I hate having to go and pull and then adjust the switch or whatever. This is so great because I can go from 2 single coils to bridge humbucker. Come on, bridge humbucker. I have to remember all the positions. With the same switch, and if I get used to it enough, I can go in one movement. I'm still getting used to it. So I use this all the time, and I'm so glad I put it in these guitars. I'm trying to think honestly, if I was playing all of my dual humbucker guitars on the road, I would put the switch in all of them. The ones that I only play in the studio, I haven't put the switch in yet, but I may gradually get there because there's just no reason not to have it. It adds, and then if you have a guitar that has a push-pull, you can also get just dedicated singles coils. You can get just bridge single and neck single, which I don't think I would ever use because, I mean, when do you ever use a bridge single or neck single by itself when you have the humbucker option? I don't, at least. I like, bridge humbucker for high gain, neck humbucker for jazz and for occasionally wah-wah stuff, and then I like the combined positions with single coils. So I don't, yeah, so there's just, like I said, and especially with the Parkers, where you have a guitar where you already have so many tonal options because you also have the acoustic pickup. And you can combine the acoustic pickup. So now you have 6 tones, plus you can add the acoustic to all of them, so that's 12, plus the acoustic by itself and everything by itself, so that's 13. I mean, just, yeah. You have so many different sounds you can get out of one guitar. That's not counting the blending. As you saw what I was doing there, I was blending in the acoustic with the magnetics, and there's just so much you can do. So, again, I can't think of any reason not to have these in your guitar. I highly recommend it. And, Yeah, so the cost is about $50, including shipping for the Switch. And the I've said before in my videos, I'll say it again, the designer of the Switch and the owner of the company that sells them is very helpful if you have questions. He's exchanged a lot of emails from me. So hopefully I've convinced you to check them out. Thanks for watching.